Folks, are buyers still overpaying? I'll get into that, and then the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending July 26, 2023. So when I talk about are buyers overpaying, I'm not talking about whether you personally feel prices are still high or not. That's not what I'm talking about, because that's a whole different topic. I'm talking about if you were to buy a home right now and you're looking at a property, what should you market value wise pay for that property? Take it into account market conditions and other recent sales and qualities and features of that house and so many other factors. What would you pay for that house? That's what I'm talking about. Or if you're a seller, what could you expect your home to sell for? Again, taken into the current market conditions in that neighborhood. Well, we've bought and sold several properties over the last few months, and almost every one, the bank involved who was lending money to the buyer sent out an appraiser. The bank sent somebody that they hired to say, hey, go tell us what you feel in your professional opinion as an appraiser what the value of this home would be. And then the bank makes a decision whether they want to continue and give you the money that they kind of have already promised they're going to give you. They've promised with conditions. Well, look, if you're buying it at a right price, a price that makes sense, a current market price, usually the appraisal will come in at that price, and everything is good. The banks these days are taking their role as lending you hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're taking their role way more serious, and they're being way more careful in who they give money and how much they give out. So they're sending appraisers everywhere. So this weekend, I went to go see a property on behalf of one of my clients. Now, the property I went to go see, all original. One sold just a few weeks prior, just a few doors down from the one I see. One of those properties sold for $1,850,000, 1,850. It was fully modernized. The one I'm looking at, very similar in features, in lot size, and it's just a few doors down. It was all original. So in speaking to my client and saying what I felt what this home should sell for, I kind of said, okay, well, 1,850, fully modernized, back out the renovations, everything else is kind of the same. There's also no other properties for sale. I'm kind of thinking 1,650, maybe 1,700 if somebody really wants this house, and it's because there's nothing else in the neighborhood available, and if somebody really needs to be in this neighborhood and they've been looking for a long time, maybe I could see a buyer going to 1,700. But 1,650 kind of made sense to me for this house in a declining market that we're in. That home, it sold for $1,800,000. Made 0 sense to me. I don't know the buyer, wasn't my client, but somebody paid $1.8 million. 1,850 fully renoed, 1,800 original. You're going to put in $200,000, $300,000 easy in renovations to bring that up to the same standard as the one that sold just a few weeks ago. Makes no sense to me. Now, if that buyer is going to have an appraiser, or if the bank I don't know the buyer, but if they're getting an appraisal done, it's just, I don't see it coming in at that price. And I see lots of financial problems, especially if they're thinking in a little while they might sell it. Now, if they're an all cash buyer and they're going to live there for tons of years, hey, maybe they're okay overpaying. But that's just not the market we're in these days. Buyers are very tight when it comes to the kind of offers that they put on their house. Buyers are trying to buy properties for as low as possible. Sellers are feeling the pressure that they have, and appraisers are coming in thinking we're in a declining market. So let's look at what the last one sold for and let's go down from there. So be very, very careful. If the property you buy does not appraise at your purchase price, that's a serious financial situation you could get yourself in. I'm not sure where these buyers that are overpaying are getting their information from, but the information is there, and you really got to look at all the information out there to figure out what makes sense price-wise. Who you hire matters. If you feel this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're speaking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video, in the description, is a link to my calendar. Click on that and book a time that's convenient for you. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's get into the numbers. You know, the story I just told, that's one example, but we see it in many, many other situations where the appraisal is not coming in at the purchase price. If you're in a position to buy, you really, really want to do the best you can to make sure there's a financing condition. And if an appraisal's going to happen, make sure it's within the conditional period. There's no point in firming up and then down the road an appraisal gets done, because you have zero recourse if the appraisal doesn't come in at the number you expect. But during the conditional period, you've got some recourse, and as a buyer, you can pull out of that deal without any penalty. Everything's different after you're firm, but conditional period, get the appraisal done during that period. Let's get into the numbers. Here's a quick summary. Mississauga up top here. The green is Brampton, and the red line, that's the Durham region. For Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. This is all average sold prices for 3 months, by week for 3 months, and you can see prices are declining. We're in a declining market right now. But if you look down here, usually Brampton, for years, Brampton average sold prices are higher than the Durham average sold prices. But lately, it's been pretty close, where Brampton and Durham are very similar when it comes to average sold price. We're going to start off with Mississauga. 38 detached properties were sold. 5 of those were at $2 million or more. This is for week ending July 26th. Have a whole year here. Look, sales around May were pretty high, but we've been dropping. We're trending down when it comes to sales on a weekly basis. Average sold price for week ending July 26th is $1,501,000. This is for Mississauga detached properties only. Average sold price since we hit our high of close to 1.7, and that was at the end of May. Average sold prices have been trending down. And from this angle, somewhat aggressively. We went from almost 1.7 to 1.5 in a matter of a couple months. 1,501,000 is 2% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price of 1,350 is 4% higher than where we were a year ago. And if we look at the dotted line, which is a 4-week moving average, we can see prices are trending down, both for average price and median price. 38 were sold, 42% sold at list price or more. And that percentage has been trending down. 120 detached properties were listed. Listings, and I'm looking at the orange. The blue, those are listings a year ago. The orange, that's right now. We were trending down with listings, but over the last 4 weeks, it seems we're just slightly trending up each week. A little bit more listings going up, being put out there. Active listings, however, is trending up, has been increasing for a while now. And as a result, months of inventory sitting at 2.8, and months of inventory has been trending up. The beginning of May, we were as low as 0.8. Now we're at 2.8. Huge difference in months of inventory in just a few months. As months of inventory trend up, average prices will trend down. Here is Brampton. Now, for most areas, sales are trending down, and Brampton, yes, if we go all the way back to April, we can see sales trending down, but over the last 4 weeks, sales have been kind of going the other way. Not by much, but starting to creep up each week. 54 detached properties were sold. One of those was at $2 million or more. Average sold price came way down to $1,177,000, and we can see prices quickly coming down in Brampton. $1,177,000 is just slightly less, but if we're rounding percentages, which is what I am doing here, we're sitting at 0% change versus last year, but we're just under, I think it's 0.4% lower than where we were this time last year. Median price is 1% lower. Median price is sitting at $1,125,000, and you can see both median and average price trending down. It's pretty clear. Of the 54 that did sell, 44% sold at list price or more, and that percentage has been trending down. 173 were listed. The amount of listings is trending down, but active listing is trending up. Months of inventory trending up. It's sitting at 2.8. Although 2.8 is lower than where we've been the last couple of weeks, overall, I would still be saying months of inventory is trending up. We were sitting at, imagine, 0.7. Remember those days? 0.7 months of inventory. We're now sitting at 2.8 months of inventory. Days on market, average days on market is 13. Here is Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby, Durham. Sales trending down. 49 detached properties were sold. One of those was at $2 million or more. Average sold price sitting at $1,184,000. Now we have, I'm going to go back a few weeks to weekend in June 28th, where 5 properties were sold at $2 million or more. That's not common for the Durham area that many sell at $2 million or more. And that week we had an average sold price way up there at $1,338,000. If we remove that 1 week, it's pretty clear prices have been trending down. $1,184,000 is 1% higher than where we were a year ago. Median price, excuse me, median price is 2% higher than where we were a year ago. And again, looking at the dotted line, the 4-week moving average, yeah, prices, both median and average, are trending down. 49 were sold, 63% sold at list price or more. So for Mississauga and Brampton, around 44% selling at list price or more. Here at 63, it's more active in the Durham region than it is more in the GTA, other parts of the GTA. But 63 is way lower than where we were before at 87 and 90%. So percentage-wise, also trending down the amount of property selling at list price or more. 115 were listed. Active listings is creeping up. It's trending upwards, not by a lot every week, but little by little as more and more properties sitting on the market, not sold. And months of inventory, look, it's 1.4. It's still quite low compared to the other areas of, say, 2.8 like we have in Brampton and Mississauga, but 1.4 is still quite low. But it is trending up. When we were sitting at 0.4 at the end of April, beginning of May, we're now sitting at 1.4. So months of inventory is creeping up, prices trending down. Here are condos. Now this is for all of Peel region. These are condos. Only 18 were sold. So sales have been trending down, but 18 is extremely, extremely low. One of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price is $642,000. And although for a couple weeks now, price has come down, if we look at the overall trend over the last 2-3 months, looks like prices have been trending up when it comes to prices for Peel condo. Sorry, I lost my words there. 642,000 is 6% higher than where we were a year ago. The median price is 1% lower. And yeah, if you look at the dotted line here, the 4-week moving average, it does look like over the last couple of months, prices, both median and average price, have been trending up when it comes to condos in Peel region. Again, 18 sold, that's very little. A third of them sold at list price or more. 121 were listed. Active listings is increasing. Look what happens to months of inventory though. Months of inventory is calculated based on active listings. So how many properties do we physically have available for sale as of midnight for week ending July 26th? And then we look at how many are we actually buying. In this case, it was 18. And it takes the 18. If we continue to buy 18 a week, how much stock, how much inventory is available out there? Well, because 18 all of a sudden is such a low number compared to the previous week, well, months of inventory shoots way up to 6.8 months of inventory. I imagine the following week this number the months of inventory should come down as sales kind of taper off. But if we stay at 18 to 20 a week, well, months of inventory is going to continue to stay up there, and that's very much in a buyer's market category. But months of inventory trending up. That seems to be the overall theme of the overall market. Prices trending down, months of inventory trending up. Here's a quick summary. In most cases, we're sitting kind of in a balanced market. Compared to last year, just excuse me, just as an example here, compared to last year, 2.9 months of inventory. Today we're at 2.8. 3 months of inventory for Brampton. Today we're at 2.8. Durham, 1.5 last year. Today we're at 1.4. Except for, this is way off. 3.1 for condos. We're sitting at 6.8. Months of inventory is pretty much where we were a year ago at this time. But the environment is totally different. Although interest rate is a big issue for sure. Last year we were experiencing rate hikes. We're kind of in the thick of it. It was all new to everybody. Now I think most people kind of understand interest rates are high and they're staying there for a while. It's a whole different environment right now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.